Hello, welcome back to Red World. I did have a look at the national foci, and it does seem like these two are mutually exclusive, even though there's no real indication of it. Because, let's see, yeah, it says requires one of the following. Like, maybe they aren't, but it says requires one of the following: technological creativity or a necessary industrial federation. So it's either one of these, right? Now, I think I like both of them from the onset, like looking at it right now. But it doesn't seem like the only one that seems like we could possibly go anywhere with this Let's Play is the left one. A Peace on Our Time doesn't really seem like it, leads to anything. While the other one removes out the national spirit, American isolation, and the national spirit, American isolation, will be unable to join or create factions until we reunite America or abandon our claims altogether, which is sort of what's probably going to keep us from going to war. Oh, and we can also do partial mobilization, which I think we probably should, so that we have more fuel, so we can train our planes and all that. And yeah, we need to do a lot of like political stuff here. Oh, we can also do export focus. I want to keep export focus, I think, and, well, maybe free trade. I forget which one is good here. Depends on what you're playing, right? When you're Germany, you want to go, like, closed economy. Because you don't want to have any of your precious resources going... Oh, you basically don't have anyone to trade with. So it's, like, it's better. But the 5% research speed is very nice. What's the benefit here? Naval intelligence to others is lower, and civilian intelligence to others is lower. I functionally know nothing about the intelligence system, so... And I don't know if I even have La Resistance. I doubt it's been updated for this mod, because this mod, hasn't been maintained. Like, it's being maintained now, but it wasn't maintained for a while. But I'm going to go down the direct democracy path, where Chomsky implements direct democracy. He rises from the grave and implements it, and then goes back to sleep. And let's roll. I'm very sad that I can't play, like, oh, it's winter's coming, but I can't, yeah, I'm very sad that I can't play, like, incorporated music and stuff, because, YouTube will clap my cheeks for that. Because I loved back in the early days of the channel. I don't know how many people remember, but when I played Kaiserreich a lot, and I used to listen to all those, like, especially as the CSA, those songs, the various, like, worker songs and stuff, the various, iterations of the Internationale, the, oh, like, which side are you on, or whatever. Those are so good. And it turns out that even if you listen to, like, the actual Kaiserreich radio versions, which are recorded specifically for Kaiserreich, you also still get copyright claims. I wish they would sort that out so that you can actually use them while making videos, like they would be treated as video game music. But sadly, that is not the case. So the copyright holder gets the stuff, because I would love to play some music with this. Anyway, second debate of the convention. The second debate of the American Syndicates Convention has begun. Delegates are discussing changing every single state name within our federation as a symbolic revolution against old American imperialism. Supporters suggest this will show our true independence from the constraints of a dead America, while opponents have blasted it as pointless, time-consuming, and expensive. As the debate starts, tempers will surely rise, and some may realize they defend their state more than an anarcho-syndicalist society would desire them to. So we can keep the state names, or we can change them. Oh my god, they all get... Oh... Okay, so a lot of them get named after people, and a lot of them get named after nations, I think. Like, by that I mean First Nations, like tribes, like people who lived in America before, before a lot of other people came across the sea and took the land. I'm only recognizing Riviere, I think, And De Leon? I don't know who Parsons is. Maybe I should. Or Fletcher. New Centralia sounds kind of dumb, but there's probably history there. Sylvania, that is a World of Warcraft. That's Pennsylvania. Sylvania. Flynn. Which Flynn? Not the part in Turkey, is it? Allegheny? That must be a tribe name. I don't know. Keep state names? It seems kind of... I mean, it does seem kind of pointless to change the state names, in my opinion. But it would be funny. But it's going to be very confusing, so... I'm going to get extremely confused if we do that, so I think we're not going to change the state names. I will just lose my mind trying to look for stuff. I'll be like, which one is De Leon? I know a lot of people would probably want me to change the state names for the meme. Third debate of the American Syndicates Convention has begun. Delegates are discussing moving the capital from Philadelphia to another major city in the Federation. However, with a long list of possible candidates a long list was presented, it has been narrowed down to the choice of Philadelphia or Chicago, as some city councils suggested that they didn't wish to become the nation's capital due to a variety of issues. Well, New York would be a good one. As the last significant debate in this convention, our populace is eagerly anticipating another fiery session, especially from the Pennsylvania and Illinois delegations. So, that's Michigan. That's Detroit. That's not Chicago. Where's Chicago? Am I a dumb boy? That's Chicago. So we got Chicago, which is just all the way up there. Which I suppose is defensible, because, like, I don't think we're going to be fighting these guys. These guys are, like, they're chill. Yeah. So we would only have to defend this narrow corridor. On the other hand, Philadelphia is on the eastern seaboard, and also is fairly defensible. It's got this river. Again, I know nothing about American rivers, and then they got this major river right here, I think. By Baltimore, which I think was actually, someone did comment which one this was, if this was the Ohio River maybe? I don't know. That doesn't make much sense because it's not running through Ohio. Maybe this one is the Ohio River, and it splits into something, but I forget which, or what it splits into, or whatever. But I think we should move the capital to Chicago because it's cool city, and I assume there's a lot of workers' movement history there. I believe there is, at least. Probably in Philadelphia as well, obviously, but... God, it's a hard choice, actually. I like having it, like, out here with everything, but... it's also really cool to have it up here. And it makes it far more defensible. Okay, so... that being said, if we are pushed all the way to defending Chicago, we are probably doomed anyways. Because all of this is fallen, usually. So that's not that bad, I guess. What do we do with our political power? We... calls for a second Syndicates Convention. Amid the ensuing chaos from Noam Chomsky's tragic death, calls for a second American Syndicates Convention are engulfing the Federation of Delegates. While the anarcho-syndicalist thought on the Philadelphia Constitution remained heavily opposed to hierarchy, the role of president within the Federation is believed to be a sacred, as a unifying force to bring together the delegates as well as the people in desperate times. I guess, but like, the idea of a president is still dumb, though. I guess there needs to be a face of the nation just for, like, gameplay, or like to make the game have, like, to make each nation have a personality, I guess, associated with it for the game's sake. But it's, I don't know. Speaker of the Federation, Germaine Greer, who is seen by many as a de facto president at this time, despite Chomsky having transferred power to the delegates, has herself refused to comment on a possible second convention. Perhaps it will what? I'm German now, suddenly. Perhaps it will be inevitable, however, once the American people begin to push for such an important event, and the direct democracy enshrined in our Constitution may even legally obligate Philadelphia to act. Alright. Yeah, like, the idea of a president, I think, is kind of stupid. Just in every which way. Like, one person being the executive, it doesn't make any sense to me at all. Like, if you're doing a democracy, right? Having one person who can do all these things, have all these powers, one person who can pardon people, circumventing many parts of the judiciary is kind of a weird weird, backwards, archaic system in my mind. American Syndicates Convention ends. This is probably also why people are disliking this video, because I say things like that. American Syndicates Convention ends. After 3 significant debates on core foundations of our new federation and various minor sessions, the first American Syndicates Convention has come to a conclusion. President Noam Chomsky made a short speech to the chamber, addressing current issues for this infant nation and proclaiming a new era for the American people. Yeah, because of course, yeah, because he rose from the dead to hold this, and then he went back to sleep. Chamber Speaker Jeremy Greer made her debut address instead, concerning the issues of gender inequality and opportunities for women. Both prominent political leaders received standing ovations from fellow delegates, who proceeded to return to their home cities and begin the long journey towards establishing a true anarcho-syndicalist America. Wonderful. Representatives of the Federation have confirmed a second American Syndicates Convention will be held in Philadelphia. Well, can we finish the first one first? To elect a successor to the late President Chomsky. Okay. If I get the option, I think I might choose to not have a leader. Could also, in theory, pause the recording and have a look at whoever the candidate is, like some history and stuff. Have I not set the deployment location? Yeah, Maryland. Do we... Oh yeah, we had the heavy tank thing, which I edited slightly last episode, I think. What's going on with the M1 system here? So the M2 is going to be ready next year, but by then I think we want to have tanks already, so I think we should be talking about maybe setting up a light slash... No, that doesn't make any sense. It's production wise it's very good, but it doesn't make any sense actually. What's the speed of the M1 actually? Is it standard like Hot 4 tank stats? Speed is, well, fuel usage is 4.4, which is spooky. So that's scary. With our nation, that is terrifying. 5 kilometers an hour. So what's the fuel usage of a this boy? 1.2. Yeah, that's terrifying actually, the fuel usage of that tank. So 5.0 kilometers an hour. What's the speed of infantry? 4.0 kilometers an hour for this. So I think we can safely put just normal infantry on the heavy tank. Like, there's no... The motorized is 12.0 kilometers an hour. There's, like, no point, really, in putting anything else with that tank division. 5.0 kilometers an hour, yeah, it's useless. Let's actually just remove these, because we can't forge... Oh, fuck. No. Okay. Sorry, my mic probably freaked out about me laughing there. I need to adjust my noise gate stuff, or my compressor, or whatever it is that freaks out whenever I laugh. Second Syndicates Convention begins. In less than a day, the Second American Syndicates Convention will commence. Delegates from around the country have gathered in Philadelphia to prepare for the main event, which will supposedly be declared by Speaker Jermaine Greer as the first stage in the lengthy election process. Currently, the electoral method is unknown to both the populace and delegates themselves, with a committee consisting of Greer and independent representatives from each state finalizing a solution as quickly as possible. Many have restrained from celebrating this historic event, however, as a dark specter of President Chomsky's death still hangs over the Federation. Most of the country still mourns the loss of their great revolutionary leader, a love that can hardly be seen in any other socialist nation in the modern world. However, hopefully his successor can reunite the country and continue Chomsky's legacy as a figurehead leader of the greatest example of anarcho-syndicalist ideals in practice. Oh my god, sorry, I completely forgot what I was doing. Yes, I was removing the heavy tanks and adding infantry. I will need just a full line of infantry here anyway, so I will wait until I have 35. May as well... No, there's no use in training you. There's no use in training you. Darn it. Day 1. Greer outlines election system. Let's see. Promised feminist activist turned Commonwealth politician decided a list of all declared candidates would be presented to attending delegates. The first 4 would be placed on a ballot in 3 days, and if none gained a majority of votes, the second 4 would be put forward the following day. This process would continue until one candidate managed to claim victory. Many are extremely... Wait, what? That sounds weird. Yeah, it's confusing. Unnecessary and ridiculous. On the other hand, proponents see the list with every single candidate as a process that will ruin the Federation forever, as no one will be able to gain a victory of anything over 10%. Well, that's not the problem. It's just... yeah, I don't really... So 4 have an advantage of going into a first round, and then the second round only get to go if they don't get a majority in the first round. That's kind of weird. Surely you just have like a list of candidates, and like, you know, you vote by preference, right? So I don't know. It's that was strange. Oh no, I need to figure out who these people are. Chamber Speaker Jermaine Greer remains a popular choice for the female delegates, as well as also interested in a president with years of experience and wisdom. Her strongest opponent, yeah, so this is 4. Okay, I guess this is why there's 4, and then there's 4 after, because the event system. Valeria Wasserman, wife of Noam Chomsky, who is frequently called for a weaker presidency. Third on the ballot is Robin Hanel, a prominent economist and professor who has turned to politics in recent years. He claims to represent a faction of the Federation intent on saving the environment. Norman Spinrad is last on the ballot. He is known for extensive work as a science fiction author and critic, but in recent weeks has quickly moved up the Philadelphia political arena as a populist candidate, claiming to represent the people far more than his opponents. Okay, hold up. I need to look these people up. Allow me to pause the recording for a second. And I'm back. So I'm thinking, I don't like Jermaine Greer apparently, from what I could read about her. She is of the she's of that wave of feminists that are nowadays becoming a bit problematic, because they're not necessarily keeping up with the like, they're not keeping track or keeping up with, you know, the new consensus that is sort of forming in like feminist theory and stuff like that. She's of the like 20th century like radical feminists who were amazing for many of the things they did, and now are sort of they've sort of become dinosaurs. They've sort of become outdated as other people are doing the important work, and they are just like, you know, yelling at people for not being enough of a woman or whatever. I don't like it. So I think like they're policing who gets to be a woman, I guess. And I'll leave it at that because it's a controversial conversation to get into. But I think I'm gonna try none of the above just to see what the other ones are. I'm currently leaning towards Robin Hanel as an economist who's of the new left, sympathetic to libertarian socialism apparently. Is what Wikipedia tells me. I don't have time to like really delve into these people, so people might get upset because I'm missing something very important about these people. But let's try none of the above and see if we get 4 more options, which is what I was promised. If not, I'm going to be really upset. Maybe we could just like filibuster all the way until they decide, well, we won't have a leader. 2 days after the first leader election failed to give any candidate a majority of votes, a second ballot has been released. The delegates are now considering who they will elect. So we've got, or if they'll tick the none of the above option. Perhaps we should look to the younger generation. Oh, that'd be fun. Ward Churchill has been placed first, a controversial author and political activist who frequently criticized President Chomsky for being too tyrannical. After Churchill is Ashanti Alston, devoted anarchist and former member of the Black Panther Party. He's seen as a magnet for black delegates at the convention, as his election would be the first time a non-white American was elected president. Posing her stepmother on the list of candidates is Aviva Chomsky, son of Noam, and his first wife Carol. Previously working for the United Farm Workers Union, which has publicly supported her candidacy for president. She's the only possible commander-in-chief with the ability to fluently speak Spanish. Janet Beeville is last on the second ballot. With a strong record on foreign policy expeditions, particularly in Kurdistan, the late president placed significant faith in her to gain recognition from fellow socialist nations around the world, an effort that was only slightly successful. How about we go... Perhaps we should look to the younger generation. I'm just... so I was leading there towards... was it Ashanti Alston, the Black Panther guy? But now I want to see who these people are. Let's see, we've got O'Shea Jackson. O'Shea Jackson Jr., son of a prominent American activist O'Shea Jackson. Second on the ballot is LeVar Stoney from New York. Has worked as a staffer in various state administrations, with his presidency advocated for by many former governors. The only white American on our second ballot is Eli Pariser, activist for media freedom and former rising star of the Technology Council. He's been by many as the protege of Bill Gates, who has remained almost hidden from the world since Chomsky's dissolution of the Central Committee. The final candidate is Simone Sanders, press representative for the former president from 2009 to 2011. If the Syndicates convention cannot make a final decision in this vote, radical action may have to be taken by Speaker Germaine Greer to secure the presidency as a stable office. Well, I guess we have to make a decision. Let's, I'm gonna pause and just have a look at these people. Oh my god, I just realized something. O'Shea Jackson Jr., the prominent activist father that they're talking about is Ice Cube. Because Ice Cube's real name is O'Shea Jackson. And this is his rapper and actor's son, O'Shea Jackson Jr. We have to go with him, though. We have to go with Ice Cube's son. I don't know anything about him, but it's just too funny. And if I don't, you know, Germaine Greer is gonna push through her, you know, like, she's gonna become the president, and it's going to be through some shady means, I feel like. So I'm gonna go with O'Shea Jackson Jr. Hell yeah, dude. House of Solomon restored. What? Harmonious emperor for us and our children. There will be no more tyrannical socialists dictating your lives. There will be no more quotas enforced on the distressed working populace. There will be no more dissidents claiming monarchism is the devil itself. Oh no. Another empire of Ethiopia. Well, what alternate history novel is this? Yeah. So, let's let's start setting up our straight out of Compton divisions. Oh, that's funny. I need to get a good picture of them. I'm thinking of the thumbnail right now, like, maybe O'Shea Jackson Jr. and then like Ice Cube next to him or something. I don't know what's going. It's gonna be, oh god, it's gonna be fucking ridiculous. Newport News. It's a weird name for city. So I'm gonna set these guys up so that. So I'm not gonna have you hold that there. That's fine. You can rush up towards Alexandria or whatever you want to do. I actually do need someone next to Washington D.C. So I will actually train another motorized division. Put them at Washington D.C. We'll only make one. We just needed them to be able to take Washington and then to rush on. In fact, we could just have one of these guys, but I do want to have two of them because you can't really do an encirclement with only one unit. The idea here is I want to have these guys here so we can rush like that and cut these guys off. That'd be great. We should be training way more troops actually because we have a lot of population. These guys are no longer going to train you in Massachusetts. I'm going to put you in Ohio. And then these guys are being trained in Maryland, which I'm going to train you up in Vermont. So I want to put more troops on the Canadian border, and then I want to put the rest on the Republican border. Now, we still need chromium, don't we? Infantry equipment, we need more of that. I do think we need chromium. We have a lot of tanks. Chomsky implements direct democracy from the grave. Very cool. Guys, we can actually do both. Slowly abolish wages. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Division recovery rate. Oh my god. Division training time. Plus 50%. But the recovery rate, though. And the factory output. Removes Western corruption. Oh. Let's go social unity first, because that gives us division defense as well, without making it, you know, our training go super slow. Because I want to train a lot of troops before we do that one. Yeah, you guys are the Northeast Corps. But yeah, we did need, right? We did need this stuff. We needed, no, it's rubber we need, not chromium anymore. That's for the motorized, I guess. This gives us fuel gain and rubber, actually, so could set up a synthetic refinery. Oh my, wait, what? 24 slots in Pennsylvania. Okay, that's cool. I guess we'll get a lot of factories. We are researching the tank soon. Are we researching planes at some point? Nope, that's gonna be a while. I don't really want to do much in terms of drone research, honestly. Or maybe, no, we do want close air support, I think. I think we'll go for... And ships, I don't necessarily give a crap about ships, honestly. May as well just pop a military leader on there. Artillery is really good. I hope that's not only line artillery, I think that's all artillery, so support also helps. Fuel silos would be cool, but I'm not going to build that. I'm going to build military factories, because we are, I assume, still not producing everything that I lined up. No, we're not. We're producing the fighters, but yeah, we're not producing drones yet. Apparently I have, close air support fighter ready, okay. Just checking in on Jezza. Scottish tensions, always. Kind of wild how Ulster is free and Ireland is also free, but they're not. I guess, I don't know. Like I don't want to wade into those issues, actually. I now that I've thought about it, I've reconsidered. I'm not going to talk about that. .50. Not going to go for the TAR 21 yet. Israeli rifle, if I'm not mistaken. Cold and hot acclimatization isn't too bad to go for, but I'm gonna go for recon because we need some of these support equipment or support companies set up. We're doing well on artillery and all that. Again, absolutely do not give a shit about ships at the moment, because I feel like any war we're going to be fighting is going to be against... I'm going to do fuel gain from refineries because we just built a refinery, but I feel like any war we're going to be fighting is against the American Republic, and thank God, because they have so much oil. And once we've taken the American Republic, we then have the oil we need to maintain a fleet. And in fact, we also will get a lot of aluminium, which is going to be great for... and also steel, which is going to be great for planes and for ships. 2012 Summer Olympics. In the Soviet Union, I'm guessing, because of the the... That's the Kremlin, right? And that's the St. Basil's Cathedral, is that it? Support free association. Gets event free association permitted. Maybe not yet. Actually, no, this gives us experience, so I actually want to do that. Lowers training time, lowers organization, lowers attack, increases defense, increases recruitable population. That might be good. Also works with the abolishment of the wage system. Greek tourists murdered in Pennsylvania. 4 Greek tourists were found brutally hacked to death, as well as all limbs burned to a crisp this morning in the Pennsylvania state forest of Buchanan. They had apparently been laying outside Saddling Hill Tunnel, a turnpike abandoned in the late 1960s, and could have easily been there for at least 2 days. About a killer in McConnellsburg. Okay, so there's possibly a serial killer loose, I guess. Not really something I feel like you should concern the president, Ice Cube Jr. about. Anyways, that is the end of the episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.